Hey y'all. I might not need no light. Maybe I should take my hair down. Hey y'all, it's your girl Celestine's Camera Roll, and I'm back with a story time Saturday. So a lot of people on the last story time where I was exposing Pearl were asking questions or saying things like, is Pearl family? How do you know Pearl? Like basically want to know how I met her. So I thought it would be a good story time to talk about how Pearl entered my life from the beginning. And so we're about to get into this. So I think I was 16 and then I turned 17 in this place called Children's Christian's Home of Ohio. In this place, it's basically an orphanage. And they have like on-campus school, on-campus counseling, on-campus church. Like the setup was beautiful. And then there's like 6 cottages of children. I think they call them cottages. Cottages, yeah. There's 6 of them. And each cottage is broken up into age groups: teens, kids like from 4 to 6 or 4 to 10, and then 5 to 10. It's broken up into groups. But each house has 2 areas, 2 broken up areas. Each area has a steps. It's like a big old, you walk into the foyer, you walk immediately into the kitchen, and it's the island. Then there's an office. Then there's, you know, 2 areas, the boys area and the girls area. There's, I think, 4 rooms or 8 rooms on the boys side, 8 rooms on the girls side. And each side has like this closet cabinet in the middle that divides your room from your roommate's room. So there's 2 kids to each room. In this place, we were not allowed to play secular music. We were not allowed to, if you had to write sentences, take a lap. You couldn't do certain activities if you broke any of those rules. And you weren't allowed to finish doing what you were doing until you were done with your sentences. And some kids there were wanting to unalive themselves. Because it was a stressful environment and it did make you feel like nobody wanted you. I was there for about, I'd say, about 6 months, and they found Miss Pearl as someone who wanted to adopt me. And I don't know how they did this. They didn't talk to me about it beforehand. They just, hey, we got this lady. We want you to meet her. We want you to talk to her. We want you to have a conversation with her. We want you to build a rapport with her. Like the first week, she had to stay with me in the house or outside the house playing. Whatever I wanted to do, she could do with me. If I wanted to go outside and play on the swings. Well, I was 17, so I was like not that type of kid. But if I wanted to just go under the pavilion and talk, she would do that with me. If we wanted to take a walk around the campus, we could. Like, it was like that at first. So Miss Pearl would do those things with me on campus. And that would last for about 2 weeks. And then after 2 weeks, they allowed me to go off campus to have a relationship with her out and about in the public. Then after that, it moves from that to me going to her house for the weekend and coming back to the children's facility. House for the weekend, the next weekend, then back to her facility. Then her house for a week, then back to the facility in 2 weeks, then back to the, and so forth. And it moved pretty fast, if I could speak on the situation. And now that I'm grown and I think, I'll be like, I think they was just trying to get rid of me because they didn't talk to me beforehand. They just brought her in. I met her. And I even asked her, when you got me from the children's home, how did you end up picking me? They just randomly told you about me? And she was like, no, it's some kind of like directory of children, and it's a picture of each child and their story. And she told me, she said, your story made me cry because of the abuse you had been through, and I just wanted to take you in, and da 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 da. Before we went to her house, like the week before, like 2 weeks before, we went to Walmart and she took me shopping. She was like, get whatever you want, snacks, whatever, so you can take them back to the children's home and have them for yourself. And she bought me whatever I wanted to eat on, snack on. If I wanted clothes, she was willing to buy those things, and I could take them back to the children's facility. And then it started me going to her house. Then eventually one day I never spoke up and said I didn't like it. I ended up at her house and ended up staying and not going back to the children's home. Then later on, it was like, she asked me, she said, do you want me to adopt you? And I said no. And she said, well, I could pack your stuff up and take you back to where you was at. And I actually wanted to go back to where I was at. I liked the children's home. It was free. It was fun. We didn't get to do whatever we wanted because there were punishment and boundaries and punishments and stuff like that. And I don't know, like how the children's home was set up. It was like a freezer, and it was loads of, I'm talking about, we had trucks that came to the children's home, like the Frito-Lay truck would come, the Eckrich truck would come, the Eckrich Sausage Company truck, that would come and deliver a whole bunch of like kibasi. Like different company trucks would come and drop off food, and that's how we ate there. We didn't have to ask for any food. We didn't have to ask for any snacks. We were allowed to go in that room where the deep freezer was and the refrigerator was, and get whatever we wanted for all the children in there. And then there were, okay, so how it also was ran was, but that's how I definitely met Pearl, and that's how she became a part of my life. If you want me to go more in depth, let me know, but I just wanted to get that gist off my chest. That's basically how I met her. She became my foster mom, wanted to adopt me. I didn't allow her. But the children's home was like, I liked it there. I just got into a fight here and there when things were going on and this and that. And like, I went to prom. No, I went to homecoming there. And they, like, when you go to homecoming and prom and stuff, they take you. Like, they have a staff member, they drive you in a van and drop you off at the school for prom, and you go to prom. And they take you to Walmart and you buy your clothes and stuff. And a staff member takes you to buy whatever you need for prom. And they spend like the petty cash on the kids for you to do prom if you want to do prom. If you wanted to go get your nails done at Walmart, which was where I was getting my nails done at the time, you would be like, oh, can I go get my nails done? And they take petty cash, and a staff member would drive with you in the van and take you to Walmart and be with you at Walmart so you can get your little nails done. They treated you just like you was in a foster home, but it was just, you lived in a children's home. And each children wanted different things. They wanted new clothes, they wanted shoes, they wanted their nails done. And a staff member would just basically take us. But how that children's home was ran was like, it's a husband and a wife, and they stay there for 2 weeks, and then they alternate with another husband and wife for 2 weeks, and they stay inside the cottage for 2 weeks apiece, on and off every other week. And then sometimes they would hire other couples that were married to work there, so that other couples could have days and weeks off and stuff like that. And that's how that was ran. Like, when it came to switching like the parents, the couples, it's like, we all would get called in the cottage and they'd be like, oh, it's transition time, meaning they were transitioning one married couple for another married, for the next married, the other married couple that switched on and off. And basically they give a brief of how each child is doing, who's in trouble, who's on punishment, so they know to keep that going. And it was like, okay, so there was like a microphone up in the ceiling, and they could hear us talking. So during the briefing of the married couples transitioning to stay in the house for 2 weeks and let the other one go home to their real home for 2 weeks, they would brief. And during that briefing, they would cut that microphone speaker on, and they could hear us talking to make sure that we're not speaking of unaliving ourselves, making sure and then if they wanted to say anything to us, they just basically press the button and be like, calm down up there. But it was, yeah, that's how I met Pearl. I was in a place called Children's Christian Home of Ohio. So yeah, that's how she entered my life for the first time ever, and became a part of my life until a few years ago. But I ended up having kids, and she ended up, I don't know, sticking around. I don't know. But yeah, that's how Pearl became a part of my life. I thought I would answer that question. And hopefully you like this short story time. I'm sorry I couldn't go into like a better, you know, in-depth version, but my son is on his way, and I am going to actually edit this, put this up for tonight, and I'm actually going to vlog so you guys can have a vlog on Sunday or Monday. But I will see you guys later, and make sure you hit that subscribe and that bell and turn on your notifications for every time that I do an upload, and I will see you guys later.